He went from doing time in prison to becoming one of the most recognizable bounty hunters in America. A man shaped by his past, driven by redemption, and feared by those who tried to outrun the law. But this isn't just a story about chasing fugitives. It's about choices, consequences, and the heavy cost of trying to do the right thing. Stick around, because what you thought you knew from TV only scratched the surface. Long before the world knew him as Dog the Bounty Hunter, Duane Chapman was on the other side of the law, a convicted felon with a record and a troubled past. So how did someone with a criminal background end up making a career out of capturing fugitives? What made millions tune in to watch him haul people out of rundown motels and then pray with them afterward? This is more than entertainment. This is real life. Duane Chapman was born in 1953 in Denver, Colorado. He wasn't raised to be a cop or a public figure. His early life was filled with instability, bad choices, and crime. In his 20s, he was convicted for his involvement in a deadly drug deal and served time in a Texas prison. It could have ended there. But while behind bars, something shifted. He made a quiet promise to himself. If I ever get out of here, I'll try to make things right. And he did, not by joining the police, but by becoming a bounty hunter. A man who knew what it was like to be hunted and used that knowledge to find others. Dog made a name for himself in Hawaii. Not in courtrooms or press conferences, but in the streets. He chased fugitives who missed court dates, people hiding from justice. But he didn't just cuff them and walk away. He talked to them, prayed with them. With his wife Beth and his children forming a close-knit team, it wasn't just about catching people. It was about trying to help them change. His message was clear. You still have to face what you did, but you can choose a different path. In 2003, Dog made headlines around the world by capturing Andrew Luster, a wealthy heir convicted of multiple assaults, who had fled to Mexico mid-trial. That single arrest changed everything. Television networks saw the story. They saw the edge. They saw the drama. And in 2004, Dog the Bounty Hunter aired on A&E, giving viewers an unfiltered look at real-world fugitive recovery. The show wasn't glamorous. It was messy, tense, and emotional. And for a while, audiences couldn't get enough of it. But the fame didn't shield Dog from real-world problems. Off camera, there were lawsuits, family struggles, and harsh criticism. In 2019, he faced the hardest loss of his life, the passing of his wife Beth after a long battle with cancer. She wasn't just his partner in work. She was the heart of the team. For the first time, the tough exterior cracked. But even through grief, Dog kept going. Because for him, this wasn't just a job. It was personal. Dog's legacy isn't spotless. He's said and done things that spark backlash. He's owned up to some and denied others. But here's the truth. He never claimed to be perfect. What he offered was raw honesty, the kind you get from someone who's been on both sides of a jail cell. He hunted people down, but not to punish, to stop them from running. And through it all, he showed that even the most broken past doesn't have to define your future. If this story made you rethink what justice really looks like, if it made you see the human side behind the badge, then keep watching. Because Dark Case Files goes beyond headlines, into the stories most people forget or never hear at all. Subscribe, and we'll show you the truths buried beneath the surface. This is Dark Case Files, where justice has a face, even if ours doesn't.